What's up, Previews World? It's Wednesday, it's New Comic Book Day, which means it's time for Previews World Weekly. I'm one of your hosts, Troy Jeffrey Allen.
I'm your other host, Ashton Greenwood, aka the Duchess of Free Comic Book Day.
Why so somber? Damn.
Ooh, the feedback on your initial, hey, what's up, Previews World, caught me so off guard.
Made you get a little quieter. I get that,
yeah.
What's going on in the world of Free Comic Book Day?
You know what? Preview pages are starting to come in, which is one of my favorite things about the Free Comic Book Day kind of window, is that first chance to get a sneak peek at some of the books. Mm-hmm. We only have a couple up right now, but if you want to look at some of what those pages might be, get a sneak peek at what you can get on Free Comic Book Day, you can head over to the Free Comic Book Day website. Nice. Also, you may have noticed, I'm on a mission to make the Free Comic Book Day pages just goofy as hell this year. I spent a lot of time thinking of content ahead of time. I'm like, the captions for these are going to be appropriate, but also random. And I tried to figure out what the middle ground is. That's fun, but I don't want to take it too far. I'm not trying to overstep my bounds here.
You know, that can't happen.
Yeah. My Power Rangers, it's morphin' time, but extra bold. At first it said extra spicy, and I was like, that might be too much. Let's walk that back.
Is it spicy? I mean, you never know.
It's hard to say.
If you go to Tumblr, who knows what you might find. We'll talk about that later. All right, cool. No, preview pages are in, so you guys get a little glimpse of what you'll be getting for free at the first Saturday of May. Did you say the date? Say the date again for
May 6th.
For the hard of hearing like myself.
May 6th. This many.
All right. 7th.
No, that says 2022. Oh no, I need to change that. Oh my God.
Okay, well, there you go.
Why is that the only thing on the homepage?
Uh-oh, something.
Oh Lord.
Okay, we'll have to go back to that.
Well, I know what I'm going to be doing after the show. How did that happen?
Hey, yeah, shout out to Johnny. You added all the videos to the playlist. Thank you, Johnny. I just saw that.
You know what? At least the logo at the very top is the right one.
There you go.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm going to fix that right after this. And also add some other stuff to that carousel. Why is that the only thing?
I like how Johnny just instantly made you a liar.
I know, literally.
Just by showing what's on the website.
I made myself a liar by not making sure it was updated.
Have you seen The Last of Us, the new HBO show?
Not yet.
You haven't watched it? I just I saw people talking about it over the weekend, and I saw a lot of positive things about it. And so I went ahead and just watched the first episode. I have never played The Last of Us.
Okay.
I've never played the video game. I've heard good things about the video game, but I've just never played it. I've heard more controversies around it than anything. I didn't really. I just knew it was zombie-ish.
Yeah. But
that's about it. This show, it earns that HBO street cred. It goes hard.
Really?
It does. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but there's at least a handful of deaths in the first episode. You're like, oh God.
Oh God.
Right, exactly.
Right out the gate, murder.
Right out the gate, murder. I mean, legit. And from my understanding, that's kind of how the video game, the deaths that do happen, are very much in line with the video game. But then on top of that, I was really impressed with the opening, which apparently is not from the video game. There's a little brief explanation of the thing that is happening to the world that causes this outbreak, you know what I mean? And I thought it was really clever, and I thought it was a really great explanation. It actually sucked me in immediately.
Nice,
and it's very disembodied from the rest of the narrative, but it gives you grounds to kind of focus in on this story and why these things are happening. I thought it was actually really well done. A lot of positive reaction. People are definitely using it to make to relive the Xbox versus PlayStation debate.
Did it ever go away, though?
No, it never went away. It'll never go away.
I feel like we just did this earlier this year when PlayStation 5 came out. And I'm like, there's 100%. Not enough PlayStations. And I'm like, doesn't that mean people want PlayStation more than they want these Xboxes that are available?
Hold your horses. Let's calm down.
Dude, I'm just asking.
Okay.
I'm just asking.
I mean,
I have had both consoles, so I can't even.
I was about to say, didn't you have an Xbox in the house?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. I mean, look, here's the thing. I had never watched something that made me want to go back and play. If I haven't played the video game, make me want to go play the video game. And Last of Us definitely did that.
Nice.
Which is impressive. The only reason I won't do it is because I just don't feel like buying a PlayStation. I just bought an Xbox.
Fair.
I do Xbox.
Okay, fair, valid.
Even though apparently they're back in stock again, I guess, according to Sony.
The PlayStation 5?
Yeah, the PlayStation 5, right. But yeah, people definitely using it to wait into the Xbox versus PlayStation debate. So of course, already it's well, actually also Witcher kind of gets into the mix with this too, because there's been a lot of discussion about adaptations.
Yeah, video games are historically difficult to adapt, but also part of that conversation has been is there a plot in the game is there a plot in the game?
Right.
Like, is there a plot that would translate into any
Street
sort
Fighter,
of, right?
you know.
And then also, do you follow that plot? Because like that
sometimes it's a
seems,
little janky.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll say this: as games have matured over the last, I'll say the last 20 years, right? They've become more cinematic. Their narratives become more, you know, more emotional. And The Last of Us is a total testament to that. And but definitely I've been seeing people kind of pointing out that, like, you know, if they had followed if they had trusted the narrative of The Witcher in Netflix.
Yo, that's crazy. Didn't Henry Cavill say the same thing?
He did. I mean, no, there's a lot of sour grapes about this that have come from the things that Henry Cavill has said.
Yeah.
If they had trusted the narrative of The Witcher, they would have gotten as positive a response as The Last of Us has from HBO. Same thing with the Halo show that was on Paramount?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so here you go. Actually, there's definitely been some memes. The Halo writers seeing the fans absolutely adore The Last of Us and realizing that all they had to do was to follow the perfectly written source material.
Okay, great. That's exactly the point I was trying to make a minute ago. Like, if the video game has a good plot already, why change it? Like, for what reason?
No, there were a lot of weird things they did with the Halo TV show. Like, Master Chief never shows his face. And of course, the actor's face is all over the TV show.
The most recognizable thing about Master Chief is the costume, though.
Just the costume,
not the person in it.
Not the person in it. And I saw a lot. One of the funny things, not to make this about Halo, but one of the funny things I saw was someone had posted, and we don't have an image for this, but someone had posted when Halo came out that, you know, like they could respect the source material by keeping the mask on the character. It's not like that's ever been done before. It was something like the producers. It was something along the lines of fans saying respect the source material by keeping the mask on the character.
Yeah.
Producers saying, and then it was like producers, no, that's not something that people want. And then of course Mandalorian was the image underneath that quote. So so interesting. I kind of came away from Last of Us. It's like, maybe Pedro Pascal could play Wolverine. I don't know where that came from, but it crossed my mind. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments who you think would play
Is that
Wolverine.
too much double dipping, though?
It's like triple dipping.
Yeah, right.
I mean, let's be real. That's really what that is.
Does this mean it is finally time for that Gears of War movie I was promised years ago?
They did promise a Gears of War movie years ago, didn't they?
Yeah. That game actually has a decent plot, too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I do remember. I remember the first one, kind of.
I remember the second one.
Yeah, or maybe it was the second one, actually, now I think about it, I'm not sure. But I don't know. You guys let us know in the comments. What are good video game adaptations? Because that's been an ongoing debate. And
was Uncharted, did that do anything?
I've seen people badmouth Uncharted,
Ooh.
but I've also haven't seen a lot of people talk about it.
So it's forgettable.
So that can go either or. I mean, I thought the first Silent Hill was actually really good.
Ooh.
Yeah, I thought the first Silent Hill was on the money, but I've seen people like, I hate that because it didn't do the exact story from the first video game. Also, there's the Dead or Alive, which is complete and total garbage, but I love it.
Okay, not familiar with that
It's
one.
a fighting game. It's very cheesecakey.
What is ever the plot to a fighting game?
I mean, there's also that, right? But I will say the Dead or Alive movie understood what it was and just had fun with it.
Fair enough.
So there's that. It's got Eric Roberts in it, so it's a B movie off the break. So you already
Perfect.
know.
Troy, we also have to share this message that you sent to me.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I thought this was hilarious. Really like The Last of Us, but they left out the part where Joel keeps dying to clickers because he hasn't made enough shivs, and I throw my controller across the room.
That's so real.
That's so real. That's so real. I kind of want to experience the game now. I don't know. I'm going to see how without buying a PlayStation.
Yeah, I don't see how you can do that.
Maybe one of my friends has a PS4 that they're willing to fork over for a little bit while I play it.
But the rating on Rotten Tomatoes is actually really surprising.
Wow.
Like, that's really high.
Well, that actually, so yeah, at the end of the day, people were saying what is the best video game adaptation, or people saying like, finally we get a good video game adaptation.
Yeah.
And there's been a debate about that back and forth, but ultimately the critics and the fans, this is like the highest rating any video game adaptation has gotten. So
I need to get to this ASAP.
I mean, also I forgot about Detective Pikachu. That was pretty good.
Oh, I did forget about that.
Yeah, I forgot about that, but that was actually pretty good. I actually enjoyed
Lara
that.
Croft.
You know.
Lara Croft, okay, so the Tomb Raider movie, the first one is one of those things where I haven't watched it recently, and it's just like, it's just good because it's nostalgic. Like, I can't separate if it's a good movie from the fact that I enjoyed it in my childhood.
It anchors from a certain period in movies, right?
Oh,
so it kind of has that sheen over it. I can't deal with the fake Angelina Jolie accent.
What about Daniel Craig being all sweaty for no reason?
I always forget he's in that movie. That's right. I always forget he's in that movie. Sonic, I've heard good things about Sonic. That's another one. So I don't know. You guys let us know in the comments.
Wow, they should do a Crash Bandicoot movie. That actually has like a completely asinine plot, but a plot nonetheless.
Hey, if they can do an Aliens and Predator crossover, I'm still waiting for the Crash Bandicoot Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's true. Aliens vs. Predator is
Let's
technically a
do
video
it.
game movie. That's true. That's 100% accurate.
Speaking of video games, DJ Young saying it took him a year to get his Xbox Series X.
Oh, really?
Okay, all right, I stand corrected.
I just got mine in like 2020, like early 2020.
I just felt like I didn't hear anybody griping about the Xbox the same way I did the
No.
PlayStation.
I mean, I feel like the availability wasn't as low. You know what I mean? I also think I had to do something with the time of release, maybe. I don't know. But anyway.
DJ Young also says, or go Need for Speed and totally make up a story.
Oh, yup.
You know what? I actually like Need for Speed, the movie.
I liked it too. I could not tell you a thing about
No,
the plot or
but I
like
was
what was
entertained by
supposed
it.
to be happening.
I mean, it worked. Like, I was like, okay, there's a story here, and like, I like the characters and the actors, and there's fun car stuff happening.
Car
so,
stuff.
okay, fine. Yeah, I
Mystical-
actually forgot about Need for Speed.
Mystical Green Bean is actually saying
boy.
something that makes sense for once.
Oh.
Castlevania is the GOAT as far as adaptations
Wow, this
go.
is actually a full sentence too.
It is. Castlevania is the GOAT, and it's also not a personal attack on me.
Right.
Thank you, Mystical Green. Actually, you know what? Castlevania, yes. Although I've seen people upset that it's not a very exact adaptation of the Castlevania game, so that's another one, right? It depends on who you ask. But anyway, let's get into some comics. We're talking video games for a minute. So here we are. Ashton has her pick this week. I have my pick this week, and then we're going to show you guys what's available at your local comic shop. Come on, it's New Release Wednesday. I'm going to let you go first because I'm thirsty.
Okay, perfect, great, I'm ready. All right. So actually, shout out Johnny Rose for my pick this week. I didn't realize this came out this week. For whatever reason, I didn't think it came out until February. I thought Boom was done with their Dune stuff for a while, but I was wrong. House Harkonnen's out this
there's a new
week.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, House
12-part.
Harkonnen #1, which I'm all about. It's a 12-issue series. It's a prequel to the Dune novel, which I will always recommend you should read. It is an undertaking, so if you don't want to undertake it, the movie's very good. The new one, not the wacky one.
I mean, that's fair. It's wacky.
No, that one's weird.
It's wacky and weird. It is.
Okay, so this gives you, like they did House Atreides, so now they're doing House Harkonnen and trying to build the narrative around what's going on with these two houses. Because when you meet them in the Dune movie or the Dune novel, they're already in what they call Conley, which is basically just like an acknowledged feud. Like the Emperor has acknowledged that these houses are fighting with each other and that it could get dirty. So they're trying to set up why that happened, which is always one of my main things is like, what's motivating people here? Why are we beefing? What caused the beef? Like, is it legitimate or is it petty? Like, and I think all of those things are important. So that's what this is trying to do. And it also kind of gives the undertones of why Harkonnen's trying to get into it with the Emperor, which he is trying to do in Dune. And he also kind of has beef with the Bene Gesserit, which I mean, a lot of the characters in Dune have beef with the Bene Gesserit. And I think the #1 thing that's most important here to remember is Baron Harkonnen is like the worst human being in the entire Dune universe. He is horrible.
Wait, that's the father.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Like he is atrocious and vile, and he's one of those characters that, because of the way he gets portrayed, Stellan Skarsgård plays him in the new movie, and he's so good you forget just how awful this character is. Darth Vader's another one of those characters. Like you forget how evil they are. So I'm hoping this will kind of amplify that because he's atrocious.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Cool. No, I'm curious to see. I've been very curious about what these adaptations bring to the table.
Yeah.
Especially with an existing movie out, and like, of course, the novels.
Right.
And also simultaneously, Legendary also had an adaptation out, I think, too, which might have been more directly from the movie.
Yeah, it was just the graphic novel adaptation of the movie.
So I don't know. Yeah, I'm curious to see. I'm curious what this brings to the table. So yeah, shout out to Boom and Dune, the new Dune series. My pick this